Armageddon. What's up, creepers? And geekers, Christy, Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? I was home all day. I had homework. Did it earlier. And I'm bored. So I figured I'd come on here. I have some games pulled up, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. What is up, Stacy? What's going on, my man? So tonight, I got no agenda. I just figured I'd just come on here and hang out with a few cats. If anyone's available, be cool to see you. Can't even see a damn thing. Snow, yes. Or is that spider webs? Hold on. I was going to try to keep these on, but... Spider. I'm in the right place. Absolutely, my friend. What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. Just chilling. That's cool. Me too. I was actually working, on this today, but the neck. I got the neck sprayed, the headstock anyway. And I don't know if I'm going to do stripes on the headstock or not. It's red right now. What are you doing in there? We'll get this easy chair, right? One of these lazy boys. And I don't get it. This kid just doesn't know to just ease it back. She's like, blam! You know? Every day I gotta hear this thing go fucking bow! Like 20 times a night. So... you might hear it in the background as well as her coughing. But she's got... do they have school tomorrow? Yeah, they should have school tomorrow. It's gonna suck. Hey, do me a favor. Can you take it easy with the chair, please? Every time you do that, it's so loud. I can't imagine what downstairs it sounds like. Keep your hand on it. Close it, okay? Okay. All right, go to bed. You got school tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, good night. Bye. Fucking teenagers, you know, you can't live with them and they won't stay in a duffel bag, so. What's everybody up to tonight? What is everybody up to tonight? You want to see something fun? I don't know why I did this. I got bored. And I made this. I want to write the words, "this sucks," above it. Not because the game is bad, but because these pits are a pain in the dick hole. But I did that the other night because I was just kind of fucking bored out of my mind. But you know what? Before we go further, I think it's only appropriate that we thank members of the Creep Collective. I almost said the Creepy Crawl. These cats are rad because they go the extra mile to support me. And I'm not the greatest at reciprocating. I try to get every video up 24 hours early to them, if not longer. There's been plenty I scheduled a few weeks out that they got first. And pretty soon, once I get back to work, I'm going to start doing like maybe monthly giveaways. And there's going to be some exclusives just for these fucking guys. So if you want to follow, by all means, please do. If not, I'm cool. I'm cool either way. Just come in here and chat down below. I don't know which side the chat's going to be on your side. That's where it is on mine. So, what else? What else do I have going on? Hold on 1 second. Check this out. I just uploaded this, and I swear to God, I'm not trying to be that guy. But I just uploaded this. I have a hard time making T-shirts because I use the word Atari in my name, and what ends up happening is they take it down almost instantly. No, is it Brian? I think Brian's Man Cave has one. I'm pretty sure he might be the only one. Him and or Bacon Ice Cream Productions. So, the link to this is down below by Key Public. There's a whole bunch of other shirts in there. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, I just uploaded that. This is kind of pseudo my new logo. I put it on things. It doesn't have the name, but you know, it's a TV I got off of Google. Has their Atari 2600 on top, and I just put my screaming ugly face in it. So, yeah. But yeah, these cats here, thank you for being so rad. Some of you, for some time now, and I can't say thank you enough. And for all the folks I used to do with their channels, I'll be back. I'll be back at the end of March. Early April, depending on when work starts for me. School will be out near the end of March, so. And I'm actually already talking to a few companies. Raytheon's going to be one I'll probably talk to this coming week, believe it or not. Fucking so, or next week, I should say. So, wish me luck in that endeavor. Let me get back to where I can see you guys. Cool. You like that painting, buddy? You like the fucking painting? Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. So, what is today? Today was what? Thursday? Holy shit. That means the week is just about over. I had today off because of snow. And there's really nothing else going on. I worked on the guitar. The art real creep. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. So has there really been anything going on lately to talk about? I mean, there's the new Breakout game. I'm surprised that there's only a small handful of people using the Amico angle on it. And the few that I've seen, it's funny. It's like I don't even give a shit anymore. You know, I don't care. It comes out, it comes out. It doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. And not for any other reason than I'm bored of it. I'm done with it. That's why I don't talk about it anymore. But you know, there's just like those 2 or 3 fucking cats out there that just gotta hang on to the Amico thing. And anytime they see like a grain of sand of information that could be tied to it, they fucking jump all over it like flies to a pile of shit. And it's not that I don't want them to, and it's not that it makes me angry. It just looks... It looks desperate. It looks desperate. And it's funny, because there's one channel in particular, a really rad guy. A good friend of the channel's, at least at one time. I haven't talked to him in a long time. In fact, I'd like to see where that stands, because he's a really good dude, and I hope that our relationship hasn't suffered because of it, but we don't contact each other too much anymore. As a matter of fact, I got things back here. I was supposed to send him a while ago, but I lost them. And while I was cleaning up and getting things set up, I found it behind one of these things. So, and I still have his address, so I might just randomly send it out to him and just see how it goes. But it's like the personality doesn't match the content. You know, I would never have seen this person going this deep into any subject on the negative, you know. In fact, I cite this individual's channel as a valuable retro gaming resource. And I still believe that, but I don't know. There was a video that was uploaded today, and I watched it, but I'm just, the whole time I'm like, I get why it's being discussed, but it's like the lengths in which certain things are being dragged into the conversation. It's like, it's just desperate. And President Predicto, is it just kind of done? Should we just fucking let it go? See what he's got to say. I keep forgetting to bring this out. I want to make it
I would say maybe.
Maybe let it go, maybe not. Maybe go fuck myself. I don't know. But honestly, the whole missile command thing, I don't care either way. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like Sideways. Not Missile Command. What was it? I'm sorry, Breakout. I'm tired. Breakout. It's not for me either way. Whether it came out on an Amico or Atari or whatever system. And I know I understand the argument that it was originally slotted for something, but I mean, why let it go to waste? I mean, you could refer back to a video I did a while back where I was like, if it's not here, then I don't want it. And I think I was just more frustrated at the time because for a while there, and I watched an old live stream of mine talking about, because I was looking for a clip, talking about when DJC had his test unit en route. And I believe that Mike guy, whatever, what the fuck is his name? He's not even on YouTube anymore. He's over on Rumble, but he had one. And I was talking about that. And I even said in there, it just sucks that everything went to shit. You know, I've kind of given up on it. I'm still friendly with the individuals. In fact, Tommy and I were talking today. He was showing me the sunset from one of his bedrooms. Fucking really nice, really nice, beautiful shit. Him and his wife are really having a good time, or I don't know if he's actually married or not, but I'm pretty sure he is. So it was a fucking gorgeous view. Hey, good night, sweetheart. I love you. I'll see you mañana. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's time to put it all to fucking rest. But that's just me. Other people will think otherwise, and that's fine. That's why there's a dude making 31 fucking flavors, right? Let's see. Hanging on to it. But I keep it to myself. Yeah, no, and I am too. I never got rid of my pre-order. I don't know. Maybe there's like this little glimmer of hope in the back of my head that it might happen. I don't know. I still have a feeling, and I know a lot of people are going to poo-poo on this. I have a feeling that they're still working towards the controller, and they're taking avenues to try to make that happen. But I can't speculate either way on that, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not even in the Discord anymore. And I hope John doesn't think I just abandoned them. Because at any time he wants to reach out, of course, he's got my number and all kinds of stuff. Same with Phil Adam. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed desperate. And it's out of character for the individual who uploaded this video. And I won't say his name. I'm sure most of you know who I'm talking about. He's a wicked good dude, and I love his channel. I don't know. It just seems fucking desperate. I don't know. So, let's see what's going on here. Lucy says, I'm glad I don't have a dog in the fight with it. Yeah, I feel like it's over now. It has been for a while. A long while, you know? The controller app wasn't working with my flip phone. Oh, it was the funniest shit ever. I've heard all day. I'm at work. I gotta go do stuff. Oh, sorry, my ear is itchy. I'll check back in a bit. I don't know how long I'll be on for. Like I said, I was just bored. I'll probably go to bed here soon. I got school in the morning. Do my homework like a good little boy. If Walmart's are fully restarted and fully stocked with PS5s, then why can't they, Will Mikos as well, make shopping great again? Well, the thing has to be made, right? It has to be made first before it can go anywhere. But that's a good question. Super Mega Graphics 64, what's going on, my friend Chris? We had a lot of fun and some great times. I know everyone just wants to make fun of it, and it's funny. It's not even everyone. It's just like this small group of people that just kind of hang on to it like fucking cancer. It's kind of sad. All right, what are you doing? Can you stop pacing, please?
Getting prep for tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm grabbing this.
Hey, that's all you had to say was you're prepping. I don't want to fucking play-by-play. Me. Can I read my friend's fucking comment now? I know everyone wants to just make fun of it. And us, I've been pretty lucky in that, honestly. I've been, like, in a few videos here and there. But for the most part, with the exception of me clapping back with a few cats, most people, he's all right. And then someone, no, he needs to answer for this. And it's just like, all the fucking videos had, like, DJC and Mike Mullis. That's his name, Mike Mullis. Had, like, them. Had, like, them on the thumbnails at, like, all times. And I got a little bit of heat, but really, in the last scheme of things, you got a lot of heat. And everyone else is continuing to, a couple of people is continuing to get heat from it, but I got lucky. I'm grateful for the entire experience. Do I miss the time when it was, no, because it really went south really quick and my attitude got really bad. And of course, the COVID thing fucked with my head a little bit too, so everyone was just grumpy and mad, and people were going back and forth with vile shit for no reason whatsoever. I mean, at the end of the day, what is it? It's a piece of fucking plastic, right? It's a hunk of fucking plastic. I just feel grateful that I got to be kind of on the bottom floor of it. And though my very first pre-order experience didn't quite go the way I was hoping it would go, uh, I, 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 I gained a lot from it, and not monetarily. Not monetarily. I met a lot of rad cats. Some of my old school friends are gone too because of it, but you know, I mean, people come, people go, and that's just the way it is. And again, I feel fortunate that I didn't get as much shit as a lot of you guys did. I felt so horrible watching it. And just the vile shit that was going out there. And it still is. I mean, there's a few people out there that are still hanging on to it, like Tweetin' Twenda, or whatever the fuck he calls himself now. I don't necessarily have a problem with any of them. There's really only one guy I truly had a problem with. And I just stopped watching his shit. And then when he came over here to clap, I just shut him off. Fuck it. You know, I had a live stream a while ago. And I don't remember what I was so angry about. And this one dude from the UK started flapping about being a boxer and shit. And I was just like, dude. So I got like angry, started talking violent. And then the video got taken down. It got taken down. I've only had 2 videos taken down the whole time I was here. That one, and one when I was in Arizona. I had a GameCube that worked for like a week or 2. You know, it was a thrift store find, so I don't give a shit. I don't like the GameCube anyway. I gave it a good shot. It just wasn't for me. I don't know if it was a little discs or if it was just a library. It was more than likely the library, because after a certain amount of time, the Nintendo library was, I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of it. It just wasn't for me. But the thing didn't work, and I was mad because I wanted to try it out, right? So I brought it to a Walmart. I thought it was a supermarket, but it was a Walmart. And I put it on a little table, and I said, yell at me or something like that. You know, I don't do my job, so scold me. And I filmed people fucking losing their shit with it. You fucking piece of shit, fucking get do your job. And one guy's like, can I hit it? I'm like, yeah, dude, go right ahead. And he pow, he slapped it. And YouTube deemed it too violent, too angry, too insulting, I guess. I don't know. But, Mr. Hernandez, what is that? It looks like a TIE fighter with an upside down question mark star. What is that? Are you trying to send signals to me? Do I have to come rescue you? Blink twice if you're in trouble. Blink twice. But yeah, I don't know. It was just I didn't come on here expecting to talk about it, but fuck it, why not? We haven't talked about Amico in a long time on this channel. For transparency's sake, I still have the one I was using. And to be honest, I haven't used it in a while. Not for any other reason than I really haven't been playing games. Never mind using that specific console. But it's when I'm in the studio, we're not there right now because it's fucking cold in there. That room doesn't have any climate control. It's technically like a sunroom porch. And I should just get like a small little heater, but I don't want to flip anything on in a cold room. And then whatever processors and any of the, consoles I use, I don't want them to sweat and then burn out. I mean, that's a real great way to destroy your electronics, having it cold and then firing it up. And after a few minutes, it's gone. So it's in there on display behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but if you look a little close, you'll see my physical boxes or whatever the fuck they're called. And it's next to that. And I pretty much have all of my Amico stuff, my accoutrement. I have the controller bag that Tommy gave me at the Boston event with the little disc inside of it. And the games with the 3D printed housing thing for them. I found 2 more of those. I got 2 more of those somewhere. Maybe I should put them up for sale somewhere for like $20 shipped, That'd be like $10. Actually, no. It would be $7 because the shipping now in a small box is what, $13 now? Something like that. But, $20 get it to you. I don't know. If I can find them, I'll come back on here with them and be like, hey, who wants them? Here's my PayPal. Let's do the thing, you know. Let's do the thing to make the stuff happen. But I have it behind me, and yeah, I mean, I haven't any issues with it. It works fine. It does what it does. The only thing about it that I truly dislike is it didn't have Moon Patrol on it. Moon Patrol was not an option. And I cried. But, I mean, come on. I got lucky in that as well. So I gained a lot from it. I'm just waiting for John to message me and be like, all right, are you done with that fucking thing yet? In fact, maybe I'll message him after this. Maybe I'll go into the Discord and be like, hey, John, so what do you want me to do with this thing? Because I kept the boxes, even the one that he shipped it to me in. And those are put somewhere nice and safe. And it's ready to go. I mean, in fact, yeah, I might pull it out. I might pull it out tomorrow. Set up a little TV right here and just play. I need to finish Finnegan Fox. I never got all the way through it. I think one of the girls did. They said they liked it, you know. They played Shack Shack and Evil Knievel the most. Evil Knievel was really big. Really big when I had it in the living room. And you know what? I'm pretty sure if I brought it back out, they would use it. But they also have a Switch, so I don't want to take up that. I mean, they love playing Minecraft and shit like that. So it is what it is. Sunset and tears of joy with a space of light. That's awesome. That's awesome. I dig it. I dig it 100%. But yeah, going back to the whole letting it just die. What was it Kylo Ren said? Sometimes you just gotta let the past die to become who you need to be. I don't know. Let's hope the controllers come out and whatever this Amico Home thing is. Again, I'm not into it. I'm not one of the guys testing it or any of that stuff. Whenever it's offered, I thank them, but I never take advantage of it. Because I don't like handheld little things. I know I can plug it onto the TV with the right little box or whatever, but it's not for me. It's not for me. Unless, of course, Moon Patrol ends up on it. Then we might have a change of heart. But I still have it. I mean, my other cell phone, I don't know where the hell it is, but that's the console, and I have the controller part on here, which I also use, you know, for the actual console. So, sunsets are tears of joy or sparks of light. That's awesome, man. I love sunsets. I love sunrises, sunsets, and all that. Arizona has some really gorgeous ones. And I was showing the missus the pictures Tommy sent me of the sunsets and sunrises, and I was like, Arizona was like that almost every day. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. When we get them here and everyone freaks out about it, I'm just like, cool. Not for any other reason than I just saw them all the time. And it might have just been because everything was flat out there. Everything was fucking flat. You could see for miles straight. The sky almost didn't look real when I first moved out there because everything was so flat. So flat. But going back to the reason we're even talking about it to begin with, that breakout game, it is what it is. Cool. I'm not going to get it. Unless they send it to me. You know what? It's funny. Atari, or somebody representing Atari, sent me 2 of the Recharge games in the early days. I can't remember. I know one of them was the Yaz one. I can't remember what the other one is, but at the time, it was for the Switch, you know. I didn't have a VCS yet, so they're on the girl's Switch. In fact, I think I got the first one from them. He emailed me and said, hey, would you like a copy of this? I said, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And they sent it over, the key. And then when I think the Yars one came out, I can't remember. I messaged that exact same account. I was like, hey, can I get one for this game too? And they're like, yep. And I sent it over. I should have kept going. You know? But that's all right. It's not my gig, man. It's not my gig. I've turned down offers. I have I think the video is in my members exclusive. But I had a company reach out to me a couple months ago. And it was going to be a paid gig It was going to be a paid gig. The number was somewhere around $2,000 or something stupid like that. And we were discussing it back and forth. And what they did was they made like little electronics projects / little mini robotic stuff. It was for like STEM, the science, mathematics, or whatever the fuck all that is. And they offered me 2. Hey, what's up, buddy? They offered me 2 of them of my choice. And the idea was I was going to bring them home, play around with them, and then give my opinion and all this stuff. But as it started going on, like scripts started showing up. So I emailed them and I was just like, look, here's the deal. I don't mind going off of bullet points. You want me to talk about X, Y, Z? I'll talk about them. I said, but not only am I going to be 100% honest with how I feel about the item, I said, but I can't do your script. It just will not come out genuine. And what the fuck is the point if I don't sound like me saying, hey, this Diet Pepsi's fucking rad. If I were to be like, this Diet Pepsi comes in a silver can, so that makes it better. It's shiny and reminds me of mirrors, and I like looking at myself in the mirror. In fact, every time I make love to my woman, I wish I was her so I can make love to me. Can anyone tell me where that's from? I wish I was you so I can make love to me. Please tell me somebody knows that reference. But it's an oldie. It's an oldie. And I'll give you one hint. It was an HBO special. I believe it was either HBO or the movie channel, but we're going way back. Yeah, Stacy. Yeah. So I did have it over there. And I didn't publish it for everybody else because I said, you know what, this is a nice little insider I'm going to keep for my members because, I don't do enough for them. These guys, these people right here. But it was really cool. So I emailed them saying, look, I'm willing to do this, X, Y, Z. And in fact, if you don't even want to pay me, I'll still take the products and do it. Because I thought they looked really cool. And I'm actually building a droid. I just took a pause because it's wintertime. And I'd rather just do it out on the porch all in the spring because I got a lot of cutting and grinding to do. And I got to come up with some kind of like a structure for the drive control, the motors and shit, which shouldn't be too big a deal because I have this weird sit-down car thing with the tank controls that little kids are supposed to ride on. So not only do I have the 2 motors from a Power Wheels that's going to drag it, 12 volt, but these 2 will be in the front as well. And I'm going to use the frame from that, but I got to cut it down and I got to find somebody locally who's got like a little gasless welder so I can just tack it together and then put a bunch of JB weld on it so it stays together. But I thought it'd be cool to, hey, I'm going to be building a droid. Let's make this little robot thing, and I was going to give it to the girls. But as soon as I said all that, conversations just ended. I didn't even hear okay, well, thank you anyway. They just said, fuck off. Not even. Actually, yeah, they didn't even say fuck off. They were just like, yeah, we're not responding to this fucking kid. He's not going to play ball. And that's just, that's the reality of the situation. I'm not going to play ball. If you want me to sit there and pretend to be something I'm not, I don't want your fucking product. Well, no, I'll take the product still, but I had one Chinese company, and it was a mystery. They sent me this one of those cheap little handhelds that had a bunch of fucking unlicensed games on it. And we did a stupid little review, but the weird thing is they emailed me and then asked me for $10 or $12 or something like that shipping. I did a whole video. Go look for it if you really give a shit. And I said, I'm not paying for it. Fuck you. And it showed up anyway. I even wrote, I'm not paying for it. Here's my address. If you really want me to do anything with it. And like 2 months later, it showed up. Or a month later. But the thing is, the return label didn't have any information other than like distribution fucking 33. Somewhere in bumfuck China. And I went through the emails and everything. And I delete shit all the time. Like, I upload a video to my my vlog channel. And the sound was atrocious. And everyone's like, dude, can you fix that? I'm like, nope. Everything I made this video with is gone. I save nothing. If it's not on here, then I have no remnants about it. Only the buggy. That's cute. That's cute. You really like the emoticons and emojis, huh? But yeah, I mean, I'd really like to get some guitar reviews on my other channel. Like, I want some company to reach out and be like, hey, let us send you this guitar. Let us send you this pedal. And, but it is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and fucking lie. I'm not going to sit there and tell you to go get the thing if I think it's a piece of garbage. Or if I think it's mediocre, I'll say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, what'd you delete the message for, man? That little buggy was awesome. That was cool. Speaking of guitars. Wow, I'm just plugging everything of mine today. I swear to God, this wasn't, what do you call it? This wasn't planned, but my vlog channel, I made a guitar pedal. This is based off of this thing called the LM386. It's a mono amplifier. Some people say it's a headphone amplifier. I don't know what it is, but I saw a video of a guy turning it into a fuzz pedal. And I bought a bag of them and all the stuff. And this is kind of like a test piece. I had to learn how to wire this, and I knew how to wire the potentiometer because it comes as is, It's like a little board. It has some components on it and some leads, and then somebody decided to attach 1/4-inch jacks to it and make it into a pedal. So I made one, and it's pretty fucking gnarly. It's pretty gnarly, and I have a whole bunch more I can make. And I'm going to be doing this series called Will It Fuzz, where I just take random objects and jam the fuzz pedal into it. Like I did this. This one's mine. I'm going to keep this one forever. In fact, I'm going to use this as my experimental one. I'm actually going to pull the guts out of this one and redo it because a few things went a little bit wrong. I mean, I tested it earlier after resoldering a few things, and it sounds all right, but it doesn't quite punch you in the face like it should. Like it did before it broke. But it works. I think I'm going to do it in one of Luke's land speeders. I have a little land speeder toy that I might try to fucking put it into. But yeah, I mean, if you want to check it out, just put in LM386 fuzz in the search, and you'll come up with a whole bunch. There's this dude named Mark something. That's where I got the idea from. I think his video is called the $1 fuzz pedal or something there like. And that's where I learned about it. It's just these little chips, these little things, and they have a LM386, or I should say it's a little board. And it's got an LM386 chip in it, and a couple other little doodads, and a little LED that never goes away. And you just hack into it and tap into it. I'm actually thinking about taking 2 of these and run them in series, and then run 2. And then, oh man, fucking mayhem. It'll be mayhem. And I have an enclosure I'm going to put it in. I'm going to call it the fuck face, like the fuzz face, but this thing's like fuck you. It's going to be awesome. You won't want to miss that. So go over to the Creepy Crawl if you want to see. I'm not even asking you to subscribe, but hang on to it. Yeah, Stacy, it is a cool project. It was so much fun. So post-bluff, 21st century classic. What are you referring to, my friend? 21st century classic. I probably said something, and you got to remember, I just kind of riff half the time. I only remember what the fuck I'm saying 10 minutes later. I haven't smoked it all today, so I don't even have any. I ain't got no money right now. I'm so fucking broke. It's unbelievable. But I'll be out of school in March, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be at least starting at 30 an hour. And that should get me nice and going. And I'll work my way up. And I'll be the man. And I'll make $30.20 an hour. I'll be fucking living in the lap of luxury. In the lap of luxury. It was a kick here in that fuzz. Oh yeah, yeah, okay. That's right, you were over there hearing it. So I'm assuming you saw this video and it kind of failed. What ended up happening was one of the one of the leads going to the potentiometer, because for those who haven't seen it, there's like this little mini pot there. And I believe that's a 10K. And I opted to go with a 1K pot just to tame it a little bit. And it seems to work out, but one of the leads to the thing broke off the board. So I had this little microcosm of a fucking land to solder it back onto in here. My daughter was holding the flashlight. And I did. I yelled in the next room, like, hey, Anna, can I get you to hold a light for me? She's like, don't yell at me, please. Boot coffin pedal. Yeah. I know what you mean, foot pedal. Shaped as a coffin. I didn't even know there was a guitar pedal fucking emoji. That's pretty cool. But it's a fun project. I love doing this shit. I can't wait to get this finished. I gotta do it carefully because I have parts inside I can't wait to finish this fucking thing. So I can be like the coolest kid on the block for 5 minutes. You want to see another cool thing I got recently? So I'm on TikTok as the Million Macabre Art. And I'm only there for art, really, for the most part. Art, toys, that kind of a thing. And I've developed a decent, like, little whatever. And there was this lady, she's actually local, who we've been following each other over there. And she bought, not this past Halloween, but the Halloween before, I got these black paper bags from my girlfriend. And I took a bunch of my little figures, and some of the little Necronomicons and all kinds of stuff. And I just have a ton of it. I have a dreadful flashlight volunteer. Luckily, my dad wasn't like that with me. What the fuck? Hold it straight. What the fuck is wrong with you? Over here, But I had friends whose fathers were like that. And I would volunteer to do it because I was just so used to whatever. But not from my father, but so she bought one of those. The only person who bought it, I did it as like a blind bag, and I put candy in there for Halloween. It was like $45 shipped for all these figures, and there was one chase figure I put in there. I made one, the Count in Carbonite coffin, the Count in a coffin carbonite. Basically, I took a small little coffin-shaped thing, and I sculpted the Count on it like he's in carbonite, And I threw that in one of them, and I didn't know which one was which. As soon as I closed them up, I mixed the bags up, so there was no fuckery going on. But long story short, that's where the eyeball went. I'll explain that later. I plucked it off of it. And long story short, she was the only one who bought one, so I threw a few extra things in her bag, we talk now and again. Her husband and her are really rad people. But she messaged me randomly, which is like, hey, we have this model kit here that we won't ever do anything with, and it's right up your fucking alley. So I'm going to ship it to you after Christmas. So I got it about a week or two ago. Here, I'll just show you the box itself. Fucking look at this thing. It's one from the 60s, but this was reproduced in the 90s. I want to say this is like 97. I think it is. It says it somewhere on here. It says it somewhere. Oh, you know what? I bet you it says it on the paperwork. 1996. 1996. And it's pretty cool, but on the other hand, I mean, I don't know if I want to paint Sphinx and Sparrows and put them all over a hot rod. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take a mold of the head. It glows in the dark, by the way. I'm going to take a mold of the head and I'm going to use it on a custom figure. And then figure out if I want to build the kit straight. Her theory was, because I do a lot of kit bashing and she loves the goofy figures that I make and shit, she's just like, look, I bet you could use a ton of parts from this. So she sent it to me initially to be a kit bashing thing, to get greeblies and shit like that, but yeah, so I might just you know, get this head molded up. It's a really nice. You're not going to be able to really see it that well. It's a fucking great sculpt. You know? I've already put it together. I've got some of the seams filled in with super glue and sanded down. I can't even feel it. You can see the seams, but I can't feel the seams. So, but I haven't done anything with it because I don't know if I'm going to build that kit. And if I do, this part's going to stay glow in the dark. Or I was going to put some kind of like a flicker bulb in here, like a little tea light one. Like I think I have one right here, as a matter of fact. Always have a tea light flicker candle, you know, something like that inside the hot rod. You know, make that the claim of fame, or maybe even get one that's UV light or whatever the kind that people use for curing resin. So it glows like really glows. So yeah, so that was really nice of her, really rad. Great kit. Well, okay, no, I'm actually going to take that back. The kit's garbage. The parts, I watched a few people build them, and like the drive shaft doesn't quite connect, and the body's warped, and I would say it was because of the age, but people, they some of them built it back then. And they were telling, you know, all this stuff. And then they did reproduce them again a handful of years ago. And those ones are just as bad. So the original ones were pretty solid, I think, from the 60s. I think it was a kit from the 60s. At least the 70s, at the very least, you know. Oh, just a regular coffee emoji. I get creative. I'm artist. Yeah, man, right on. Right on. Oh, coffin. But I can't see the screen too well. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, that's fine. Do you make those? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, you get creative with the emojis. I told you, I'm not right in the head. So what's on everybody's mind today? Does anybody have anything they want me to discuss? I mean, we fucking just talked about the goddamn Amico. First time in how long? I really had nothing planned for tonight. Before I went to bed, I just wanted to come on and be like, hi, I'm bored. Get some numbers up. Move it around. Show you my new t-shirt. It's pretty cool. It's got this. It's this, and then it says Creep Real on the top with green outline. Here, I'll show it to you one more time. I'll show it to you again for anyone who wasn't here before. There it is. And all the shirts are on sale on TeePublic. Does that all the time. They do that all the time, especially if you put up a new design. It's it's always on sale when you first do it, but all the shirts on my page are on sale right now. It's pretty cool. As a matter of fact, this shirt here, how cool is this, right? Axe Sabbath with the dudes from Mars Attacks. I saw this image and I was like, you know what? I want that on a t-shirt. So what I did is I made the t-shirt real quick, put it up to my TeePublic, bought it, and then took it down. I did that for a t-shirt for Willie of Arcade USA. There was this very specific shirt. I'm sorry. He showed this graphic, and I think it was from Galaga. And he says, I would love to get this on a t-shirt. So I did that and sent it over to him. Turned out to be the wrong size. Oh, well. What are you going to do? I paid for it, though. And sent it down. Willie's been very good to me over the years. I haven't talked to him in a while. Maybe I should reach out. Arcade USA is a great channel. Oh, excuse me. Do you guys remember these? I've had these for, God, well over a decade. I got these when I did online commentary for a tournament. Super Smash Ball, I think it was. With my buddy Mr. Paku Paku out in Tempe, Arizona at the Gaming Zone. And Someone gave me these to to do. And whenever you see this one picture, it's a close up of me wearing one of these with a different cap. It's actually from that night. It's actually from that night. But I found them behind the hot dog. Notice how I turned it this way so you can see that's a fucking hot dog? My daughter gave me that for Christmas. Little known fact, I have always wanted just to own my own hot dog shop. Nothing crazy, just hot dogs, chips, and drinks from a cooler. You know, I don't even know if I want to have a fountain. I want it as simple as possible. Nothing fried, so I don't have to deal with any fry oil. No grill. I mean, I probably would have a grill there for me. And maybe to do onions and stuff here and there, but nah, so I kind of had a place in Arizona called Boomer's Sweet Home Chicago. And how I stumbled on that was when I found out that my hip was all fucked. My sacrum was deteriorating away from my hip, which is fucking killing me today because of the weather. We didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to continue working for the state, and we were all just trying to figure that out, but I was bored, so I took a job at this little sandwich shop called Boomer's Sweet Home Chicago. And it turns out that they were basically a smaller... He took his menu from, like, Portillo's, basically, which is a Chicago-based chain, which I believe there's actually one here somewhere now. But he was a Chicago guy, and he wanted to basically have Portillo's. So he opened up a hot dog shop, which had, it was a sandwich shop. It had Italian beef, pizza pockets, tenderloin sandwiches, all the accoutrements from the Chicago area. And I just started working for him. He needed to open up a second joint. So I was like, well, what's it going to cost you? So I decided to retire from corrections. So I got I separated from state service with zero prejudice. I didn't want to take a desk job. I'm just not a desk kind of guy. So unless I'm working on something, I can't just sit there and. It's just not for me. Those who can do it, good for you. Thank you. Better you than me. But I gave him the money. I pulled it out of my retirement, and he opened up the second one, and my store continued to thrive. In fact, I started pushing the numbers pretty hard. And it was pretty interesting how I did it. And we'll get to that in a minute if you really want me to. But one day I went to key my shop and everything inside was empty. It was empty, including the lights. The only thing that was left behind was the cooler. And it's just because he couldn't get it into the fucking U-Haul. So I called him up and he's just like, yeah, I'm closing the brand. And I went after him in court, but it just turned out, and I didn't know anything about business or anything. I just signed a contract with him, and that was my bad, You learn. I lost 40 fucking $6,000 from that guy. But I just turned out to be just another dude who owed him money. I had to step in line, and he just disappeared on me. But he wanted to move to Hawaii. So he just decided to shut the brand down without telling anybody. So I kind of got fucked in that. But I just want a simple hot dog shop. I was going to call it the Digital Dog. There was a time where me and my buddy, Mr. Paku Paku, were talking about opening up a game store / hot dog shop. They were going to be separate with a wall, but there'd be like an opening to go between the two. And you know how like at games you could trade in games and stuff like that. I was going to do that for the food. When they went into the game shop and traded in their Nintendo carts or whatever, he was going to say, do you want credit, cash, or food? And you would have gotten a little bit more for it if you got the food, But of course, that was just pipe. That was just us going back and forth and talking. But it was going to be called the Digital Dog. Hopefully no one steals that now. The name, anyway. You can steal the idea. I don't give a fuck. But I'd still like to do that. I'd still like to open up my own little hot dog shop. Again, simple, just hot dogs, natural skin hot dogs. So they'll be a little bit more expensive than your gas station hot dog, your Circle K hot dog, all beef, that kind of thing. I don't know if I would use actual Vienna. There was a guy that we were talking to, and he was a member of the actual family that started the Vienna sausage and all that crap. And since they sold it off to whatever company they sold it off to, he decided to go off on his own and do his own hot dogs. And I don't know if they're still in business, but it was called Red Hot Chicago. And I personally liked them better. He basically took the Vienna hot dog formula, added a little bit more garlic to it, and bam, it was a really good dog. So I would probably use his shit. But if you get the Vienna brand, I mean, you get all the you know the signage and everything, and they fucking that brings people in. You know, that big yellow sign with the hot dog on it. But it is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I don't know why. Oh, that's why she gave me that, because I have like a Hot Wheels that's a hot dog. Like the front end is a spatula. I did a video on it, I believe. Look it up, man. It's pretty clever. Like the body of the car is the paper thing that you'd put the hot dog in, and it's pretty cool. There's relish on it and shit. It's pretty cool. You know, of course, I have the Oscar Mayer Wiener figures, and I actually got to see the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. God, a couple of Julys, 4th of Julys ago in Wakefield, Mass. But I did a Christmas toy memory chat with Willie for his channel back in December. Oh, nice. I haven't chatted with him since, but back at the end of December and early January, he fell out for a little bit because he just wasn't, he wasn't doing well mentally. He wasn't like, I'm not saying he has mental illness, so don't run off with that idea. But he was just having a rough time with it, so he kind of slowed down on all that stuff, and I don't know what happened. Maybe he just doesn't like me anymore, but like we would chat here and there, but it would be like real, instead of it being like, oh yeah, I did see that. And he'd be like, yep. So I figured I just haven't talked to him since. It's been a while. Really good dude. I think of most of the people on the internet I've met, he's at least in my top 5. Willie is probably the most generous, kindest fucking dude. And it breaks my heart when someone breaks his balls on the internet. I mean, you can't really say too much because it's the fucking internet. But there are just some people who can and can't handle it, emotionally. And Willie's just too nice of a guy. So when something like that happens, it like discourages him. And there's a few times he thought about just stop doing his channel, I believe. And I kept telling him, don't do it, man. Just try to learn to, He's a good dude. I'm glad he's still doing his thing. And maybe I'll reach out to him tomorrow and see how he's doing. So, yeah. But, yeah, Willie's a great guy. He's a really great guy. It always seemed like he got the shit end of the stick with a lot of things. Like, we would do Secret Santas over at I.O. We also did those junk boxes. We've talked about that a few times. From Wieners to Willie's. Willie's Wiener. You know what? This ain't the first time I talked about wieners today. I'm sure you saw it on my Facebook. I made fun of that whole, the U.S. AID. I was like, I got fired today. My job was to study the effects of the cold or the warm on your wiener, depending on where your zipper is on the front of your pants. I was just being a goof. I'm really enjoying the fake jobs people have been coming up with. One guy's like, I was in charge of the department that judged water droplets on the windows racing to determine who the winner is. But, yeah, Willie's a great guy, man. I can't tell you. He used to send me packages, and I was like, dude, please slow down. I don't have the reciprocation. Please. Yeah, really good guy. Let's see. I come up with these on real time. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. He was talking about it a while back, and I told him to ignore the haters and what he loves. Yeah, some people, and it's not like a dig on them. Just some people they don't have that kind of skin, and that's fine. Different people, different folks, different strokes. 31 flavors. I offered help. Yeah, he's a good dude. And he pitched the Christmas toy video. That's cool. I don't remember seeing that. Maybe I'll look. Is it on his channel? Or did you guys do it like a vlog? Or I should say more of a podcast. Because he does have a couple podcasts. the Toy Tune podcast and stuff. And I'm bad when it comes to podcasts. I don't. Well, I got to finish up my shift later. Taters, loosely. Thank you for coming in, my man. I'll see you over on Facebook. Have a great rest of your shift, dude. But see something neat I got this. You want to talk about greeblies? These would make really cool, like little accent pieces on the side of like a tank it almost looks like a tank tread. That's what I've been playing with in my hand. I've been fidgeting with it. These had chips in it. I was doing some soldering at home for school, and I brought home a bunch of chips. I'm like, I'm keeping what they came in. That's pretty cool. In fact, when I go back in tomorrow, if we go into the lab, I'm going to be like, who needs chips? I want the plastic. To get a big strip of them. But, yeah, it's on this channel. Okay, I'll look it up. I don't recall seeing you on there, so I'll definitely check it out. For reals. But yeah, I had a good time with that sandwich shop. I never thought in a million years it would be something that I would enjoy doing. But I really quickly discovered that I wasn't going to deal with fucking petty, entitled nonsense. And I had a sign created. It cost me like $600. But it was like this big elaborate thing. It had lights and everything. And it said, the customer is always right until they're absolutely wrong. And whenever people would get mouthy or whatever, I would just point at it. And I would tell my employees, if someone just starts getting like loud, or they start getting like, if someone walks up upset about something, take it seriously, active listening, let them know, let them know, that's frustrating, let me see if we can't take the opportunity to fix that for you. But if they have just that attitude that I gave you money so I can talk to you like this attitude, walk away. And if they really get squirrely, I'll come around the corner. I'll come out, because I was an owner-operator worker. I couldn't just walk around, I was one of the cooks. In fact, I was like the only day cook for the longest time, and I was fine with it. And then I got to the point where I had to hire somebody. But yeah, when people got loud, I would go right up to them and be like, all right, conversation is over. And then they would pull the whole, well, I'm going to call this person. Who are you going to call? This is my store. This is mine. Get the fuck out of here. Well, we're never coming back. And then my regulars would be like, good. And as they were leaving out, everyone would do the na 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 na. So many people would come in, dude. They loved that aspect of it, that I would not allow nonsense. And it sounds like I was a dick, but I really wasn't. I bent over backwards for people. If you had a legit concern, like we had this one group of people that would come in all the time. And I'm not saying this disrespectfully, because most of them were really rad, but there was just a couple. But they were gypsies, a large group of them. And they would come in and they would order a fuck ton of food and they would thrash the place. The kids would go all over the place. And then what would end up happening is they would eat, leave a mess, and then a couple ladies would come in afterwards and be like, I'm so sorry, from their group, and then start trying to clean up. And at that point, I'm just like, just go with your family. It's fine, hon. It's fine. So they would come in every couple of weeks or whatever. But one of the things that they were really known for was trying to get free food. So they would pull the whole, this is wrong or this is that. And, if it was something simple, of course, I would fix it. But I remember one time just leaning on the counter and reading this magazine called The New Times. It's out in Arizona. It's a free rag that this guy just dropped off in front of my store. And I put it on the table. The little table there as you walked in. And I'm reading it. I'm reading the arts and entertainment section of it. And this dude walks up, and we had Italian beef sandwiches that were about 8 inches, right? And he brought about 2.5, 3 inches of it. And he's like, and he puts it down. I looked up to him, right? I had the thing, and I knew what was coming. I looked up at him, and I said, yeah, what can I do for you, bud? He goes, it's cold. I'm like, well, you had it for like a half hour, and you've ate most of it. He just stood there staring at me, and my employee was like, he was getting all anxious. And I look back at him, I'm like, oh, you want me to heat it up in the microwave for you? He's like, it'll get rubbery. I'm like, oh, okay. And the guy just stood there. He turned around and walked away. I'm fucking giving you shit if you ate that much. Hang on to it for like 20 minutes, a half hour, and it gets cold. Fuck you. Suck my balls. So I wouldn't put up with nonsense, but it got to a point where, like, on Fridays, I couldn't eat. Hey, what's up, Alex, man? Thanks for popping in. Where I couldn't eat because I had, like, 4 families that would come in every Friday evening, and they insisted that I sat with them and supped. I had supper with them. So, all day Friday, I eat nothing, and then I have these 4, like, little mini suppers with these folks. I got invited to a wedding. I wasn't even, like, really all that... I mean, they came in and would be friendly with them, but I don't even think I remember the lady's name. But she comes in and she goes, Chris, my family would be honored if you and a date would come to my daughter's wedding. I'm like, do you want me to cater it? She's like, no, as a guest. You're cool to us here. We want to be cool to you. Come. So I never ended up going. And it wasn't because I didn't want to go. I just did think it was fucking weird. But there were nice people. They came in all the time. But yeah, I didn't fucking go. I didn't go. I had to work. I had to work to keep my shop going very well. But I had a great time with it. If I could ever open up a place called the Digital Dog, I would do exactly the same thing, and I bet you it wouldn't go as well here. Because there's an attitude around here that's a little different than Arizona, you know? And a lot of people would be like, what the fuck, you know? So I'd be actually more curious to see how that experiment would work around here. Considering it worked very well for me in Arizona. Seriously, if you got loud with one of my fucking employees, I don't care what your problem was. I really don't at that point. Whether it was our fault or not. I don't care if someone put shredded glass in your food. And now you're coughing blood up. If you start getting mouthy with my staff who don't get paid enough to deal with that, out the door you went. I did not give 2 fucks about your money. Kept it, though. I kept it, though. Unless, of course, they asked for it, then whatever. But bedtime for me. Peace. Yeah, I'm going to be going to bed, too. Stacy, thanks for coming in, buddy. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing well. I haven't reached out in a while, and I apologize for that. Stacy's he's good people. He's good people. Him and his family have bought some of my art. I'm eternally grateful for folks like him. I've gotten a package from him. In fact, if I remember correctly, my little spider friend here came from you, didn't it? Pretty sure it did. You guys got to remember, I got a memory issue from violence. But yeah, you have a good night, my man. Thanks for popping in, dude. Thanks for popping in. Alex, what are you up to, dude? What are you up to? Meow. You a kitty cat, or are you just a pussy? Hold on. President Predicto, is my friend Alex a kitty cat?
You never know, but I think so.
Yep. The president thinks you're a pussy. If you don't know what I'm looking at, a couple of Christmases ago, I got this in one of those, some people call it an elephant grab. We call them Yankee swaps here. Just look it up. I'm not going to explain it. And I ended up with this. And I couldn't be any more happy with it. It's a crystal ball that you rub your hand over. You don't even have to touch it. And it just does that. It's like a magic 8-ball.
So?
It's like a magic 8-ball. And I think there's like 8 or 9 different phrases you can go through. And it's randomized. Not really giving a shit about your political view of the man or anything that he may or may not be doing. It's just a fun little thing. It's fun hearing his voice saying stupid shit when I'm talking about it. So I originally brought it here to mess with the poo-poo heads that want to come in and play games in the chat, but I don't get too many of those. Going back to when we were talking about the Amico, you know? I don't get too many of that. I get them once in a while, and they all have the same shtick. They fuck around about my teeth, and it's like, yeah, I know. I live with it. I gotta wait for them all to go before I can do anything with it. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Plus, again, I'm gonna be working again in a skilled job. So you know, it is what it is. I'm hoping to get that job with Raytheon, but the thing is, it's gonna take like 30 days. I gotta go get a fucking passport. It's real clearance shit, so I think I should start at like 30, 35 an hour with them. But even if I don't do that, you know, there's 3 classes of soldering. There's 1, 2, and 3. Class 1 is basically like toys and stupid shit like this. Things, okay, I'm shutting it off. Things that don't have to work. You know, you can just throw them away. Oh my God. All right, hold on.
I have no idea.
The fucking woman's probably like, what the fuck? Alex, thank you, dude. Oh, come on, man. You do way too much for me. Thank you. I will give that a heart. I don't know if you can see the heart, but I got the option to fucking do it. Shit, what was I just talking about? God damn it. Someone tell me what I was just talking about before saying thank you to Alex. Thank you, dude. Cool cat. That's awesome. I call the man a pussy, he gives me $20. You see how that works, people? Oh, man. Yeah, if someone can remind me what I was saying, I'd be grateful. I'd be eternally grateful. But that's it. That's it. Oh yeah, level 1 soldering and stuff like toys and stuff that, I mean, doesn't work, it doesn't work, whatever. And then you have like level 2, which, and I knew this before I went into class. Level 2 is stuff like things that are easily replaceable but need to work a little bit, you know. I believe like computers, mainframes, microwave, shit like that. And 3 is stuff that goes into like airplanes and missiles, and it has to work. You know, you can't not solder it properly. You know, there's no room for error, and you have to. And what's actually really cool is my instructor. She's such a rock star, you know, and she's a wonderful story. You know, a city kid, in trouble all the time, went through this program, and now she's the teacher, and she's wicked awesome. I can't thank this woman enough for how she instructs and how she handles her classroom. She saw that I was struggling, and we had a little bit of a discussion on my way out the door on Tuesday. We'll get to that in a minute. But long story short, whenever you bring something up to her to present and show, she'll, okay, this is good, this is bad, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go try that again. I mean, she doesn't say it that cold, but she always tries to throw a compliment in there and shit like that. But she explained later on, she's like, I'm actually judging you guys on level 3. So you're doing fine, but I want you guys at level 3 in case you really want to go do that. So when you bring it to me, that's what I'm looking for. So it looks like I could be a level 3 kind of guy, because I struggled with one piece. I was out of school all last week. I was sick Monday and Tuesday. I went in on Wednesday and was sent home. They're like, you look like shit. There's so many people sick. We're just excusing all absences. I don't care if it takes you a week to get better. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. So I did. I left. And I'll leave you with this story. So I went home, and then I got a message that night saying that your instructor is not going to be in tomorrow. So take the day. Your class won't be in. But also, since so many people are sick, why don't you just, we'll see you Monday. So I wasn't in school but an hour last week. And I came in on Monday, and I started working on the surface mount thing. The fucking thing was tiny. If you follow me either on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, or on my Twitter account, not Twitter, TikTok, I showed it. on my thumb to show you how small it was. And I was struggling with it all Monday. And then Tuesday, I got it about halfway through, and I was just having a rough time with it. And I was so discouraged. I'm like, I've been doing so well up until now. So at the end of the day, Tuesday, she pulled me aside, and I swear to God, this isn't bragging. This is just more brag about her skills as a leader. She pulled me aside and said, Chris, I want you to stick around for a minute. And I'm like, fuck, here we go. God damn it. She's like, I'm seeing you struggle over there. I'm like, yeah, I am. Just, you need to relax. Simmer down. Take a deep breath. You're doing great. I said, yeah. She goes, look, here's the deal. I got 12 students. And I'm allowed to pick a few people. Now, you got to understand there's like, I don't know, she's like a guidance counselor. This is one lady that's there specifically to come in and out of the classrooms once in a while. And she teaches the folks who are not very, up to snuff with, say, like resume building and or interview skills and stuff like that. So she helps steer you into the jobs. They have a relationship with a bunch of companies. And she's the one who will recommend, all right, I think you'd be good for these people, and I'll recommend you to them. Or if you're just fucking shit, she won't recommend you at all, but won't tell you, But I guess the instructor's allowed to pick a few. And she said to me, look, here's the deal. I got 3 of you out of 12 that I am personally referring to 2 of the better companies that we tend to deal with. Raytheon's one of them. And I said, really? She goes, yeah. She goes, I have 10 times more faith in you than you probably ever will. She said, Chris, you were out an entire week. And you caught yourself up in 1.5 days. I was like, yeah, well, I mean, she's like, no, you're fine. You get it. We'll move you on to another piece tomorrow. But you're good. But she did. She pulled me aside to make sure I knew that everybody is watching. And oh my God, is everyone watching because they have such great relationships with these companies. It's not just her. It's like the other teachers, the owner of the institution or whatever, the person who's in charge of it. You have a guidance counselor, and then you have that lady with the job thing. So maybe they're separate people. And she's just like, everyone, when you called out sick and everything, the fear in your voice. It's like, people get sick. We get it. Because you miss so many days, it goes against your grade. And I am one of those guys that when it comes to attendance and punctuality, I'm a stickler for it. I fucking hate tardiness. If there's one thing in the world I fucking despise more than anything, it's tardiness. And I remember I had this day shift sergeant that would come in late almost every fucking shift. And he looked at me one day and says, you know what, Cole, you're starting to get the reputation of being a whiner. I said, why? Because you can't fucking set a good example for your team? Everyone's just like, oh, shit. And I'm like, what do you want me to say? You're never here on fucking time. Why don't you be an example? Be a leader. I ended up getting a job as sergeant 3 weeks later. No, it was like a year later. It was a year later, and I didn't stick with it. I wanted to be lieutenant, but I didn't quite make it that far. But yeah, so she pulled me aside and was like, dude, you're doing great. I have 100% confidence in you, and I feel very strongly in recommending you to, XYZ. So, and then I got my first progress report. I got a solid A, and she wrote down that I'm progressing faster than the majority of the class, blah, 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 blah. But in all fairness, I also have a lot of soldering experience, and you guys have seen it here. I mean, I fuck around. I don't have flux. I don't know why I'm so against buying flux. I don't use flux. There we have plenty of flux on a pen, and fucking it's wonderful. I might just buy one, but so I have a little bit of a leg up on top of other people. I mean, fucking, I just made a distortion pedal. We made a fuzz pedal on my other channel this past week. I do guitar stuff all the time, so that's why I chose this. The machinist thing kind of fell out, and I took that as a sign as maybe this isn't where I should have been to begin with, So When this opportunity came up, I'm like, I already know how to do a lot of that. So it's just a matter of certifications and learning a few of the skills that I don't already possess, like surface mount. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read the, a schematic or whatever you want to call it. With the, I don't know the squiggly line. I know what it means if the wires cross and all that stuff. But there's a lot about looking at a what is it called? Fuck, I'm so tired. The thing that shows you what components to put it together. I can't read that. I have no idea what the fuck that's all about. So that's why I'm there. I'm there to do that. I'm learning to learn skills for things that I haven't done in the past. And so I figured if I'm going to learn a marketable skill, it might as well be something I'm already somewhat familiar with, And it's working out in my favor. And I'm having a great time with it. I'm looking forward to going into school tomorrow. In fact, I'm a little bit bummed out that we didn't go in today because of the snow. And tomorrow's the early day when we leave at noon. I mean, most days we leave at 2. But that's the other thing about this teacher. She comes in when she wants. She's late sometimes. I know what I just said. But there's sometimes she's just like, you know what, guys? Let's just leave at noon. Let's just go home. I think we've done enough today. And at first it's kind of discouraging because you're like, oh, these people are half-assed. But no, she makes sure she knows if everything's good, And there's not enough stuff there. So she's sitting there with this big fucking desoldering machine all day long. And we're going through the boards quicker than she can fucking do that. So there's a few times where she's like, all right, go. Get out of here. I got to get caught up. So it's a fantastic. I'm going through this thing called the Lear something or other. Lear, I don't know. It's more of a program than it is an actual school. And I chose that because I wanted to do. I didn't want to fucking sit in a classroom and have to take fucking classes in math and English and shit I did in high school. I just wanted to learn the skill and move on with myself. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I wanted to become lieutenant because here's the beauty of being a lieutenant in a correctional setting. The sergeant comes up to you with a problem or a question. And if you don't, all right, I'm shutting this off. And if you don't know it, you just be like, you know what? Let me talk to the captain about that. Captain comes to you and is like, hey, what's going on in the yard with this shit? Like, you know what? That's a great question. Let me see what the sergeant's got to say about that. Just fucking deflect, and then you get this. You're wearing golds, You got the uniform and everything, and it looks fucking great. Oh my god! All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. It's fucking midnight. I gotta get up early. I'm one of those guys that if I get 5 hours, it's perfect. 5-6 hours, I'm good. At first half hour's groggy, but once I get some coffee down my gullet, I'm usually pretty good. But hey, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I really do appreciate it. Whether everyone's still here or nobody's here, I don't care. Let me see. What does it say? 5 people. 5 people currently. Alex, again, thank you, man, for the 20. You don't have to do that. I still have a guitar case full of goodies here for you. But yeah, I gotta get to you somehow. Maybe I'll just fucking get your address and just mail it to you. Because I packed some stuff into the case that I want you to have. And you remember that pink toilet I promised you a long time ago? And I guess I couldn't find it? I did find it. And it's in that case now. So the pink toilet is finally yours. I wish I never sold Peekapoo. If you guys don't know who Peekapoo is, look it up. Look it up on... I think I did a thing on here about it. If not, I'll find a picture. But I had this big white toilet that was a candy dipper. And I had a Pikachu that just so happened to fit in there. So I painted it up to look all gross. I even took like little toilet paper things and dipped them in brown paint and stuck them to him so it looks like he came up with shit. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What's that? That would cost too much. Dude, I don't care. Look at what you just did. All right? And you do shit like that all the time. All the time. And even though I'm probably not going to see that for about a year and a half. And I'm only going to see, 60% of it? Something like that? I can't thank you enough, dude. I'm constantly asking you to slow down. You're like, you can't stop me. So you think I'm worried about shipping costs for a fucking guitar case, dude? You're only a couple of towns north of me. It wouldn't be hard for me to jump in the old Traverse and make my way towards you and hang out in your neck of the woods for once. But guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you are doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And guys, take care. Keep it real and be well. Be well. And bye-bye. I'm fucking tired.